take part in eChampions. According to the bid, you need to be a business with 1 to 250 staff, so it's quite diverse from sole traders right up. We're ideally looking for businesses where this could make the most impact. We've only got 200 places on the full eChampion status, so we'd like if we had a complete spread of businesses in there. I think in terms of size, from sole traders who think they can really grow quickly, I think they have an idea to take to market, right up to the sort of the largest end of SMEs. And in fact, if we get businesses that are oversized, they're too large, they're PLCs, large organisations, part of larger groups, I think we'd still be interested in allowing them to take part, because they add something to it. What kind of businesses could benefit from this? Well, it's a complete cross-section. We've talked about the diversity of the industry and the sector. We've talked about the diversity of size from 1 to 250. But actually, practically, how are they going to use the web? I think the first thing to say is don't obsess necessarily about selling online. Everybody thinks that the web is just about selling online. It's not. It's probably about 20% of everything that goes on online, on a sort of rough rule of thumb, meaning 80% is other activity. So it's building confidence in your customers, it's communicating with them, it's cutting down tech support costs and support costs by putting resources on your website. It's about engaging in social media and building your presence out there. It's about communicating what your brand's about. It's about everything that leads up to, I suppose, generating a sale. Yeah. So I think that's a key point to make, really, is that we're looking to help the businesses that are engaged on all those fronts, be it their marketing campaigns, their email marketing campaigns, their search engine optimization stuff, how they communicate what they do online, putting video on the web, all that manner of stuff that is going to build confidence and reduce cost as well as sell online. What we're doing is making sure we aim this at the correct level, which is owner managers, key decision makers within businesses. We're not primarily aiming this at techies or developers, so we're not really expecting that anybody has a great deal of knowledge in the web other than a regular web user, browser, use email and things like that. So you're basically sort of familiar with ICT and the web. Beyond that, we're going to be starting things off at a basic level to make sure that everybody understands the real sort of core basics of what we do. And although we'll build up to more advanced stuff during the events and on the forums and things like that, one of the key messages we found out from the 20-odd pilots that we did was that we need to finish every event with a simple action plan of do these 5 things. It was a bit of a sort of joke, a mantra that we used to chant at the end of previous Axis community pilot events.
You mentioned that it's going to be local companies and businesses just like mine, so what if my biggest competitors there, I don't really want to give them all my ideas?
That's a really good point, and yeah, that's what's kind of the problem with a lot of kind of networking events, is you don't really want to share, you're in competition. I think what's crucially different about this, and we did this from the pilot from the start, is that this is about learning alongside your peers and learning from each other and sharing for mutual benefit, and I think that is how this is kind of uniquely different, really. What we've managed to do in the pilot, and we'll be able to do with this initiative, is basically get 5 or 6 or 7 web designers or graphic designers or any particular industry to sit down together and actually look at what their kind of genuine barriers to growth are. And we're going to be encouraging people to share stats in the hotel industry. They share all sorts about their performance, how they're doing, how their occupancy rate is, how much they're charging, how much they're having to discount. They share all this back to a common source, so that everybody can understand what's happening in their industry and they can benchmark against other people. So that hotel's doing this particular level, okay, well, we might want to go in slightly more expensive, slightly cheaper, different proposition or whatever. And we're going to be encouraging people, okay, you don't need to share your gross margin and things like that, but share your bounce back rate, share your shopping cart abandonment rate, share the number of unique visitors you're having per month, share your growth in traffic terms with other people. And actually what you'll be able to do then is see similar people who are perhaps selling things online or who are generating inquiries for business services, and see how you're performing against them. And that benchmarking is really powerful. You take statistics which, if you haven't any experience, can look a bit alien, and you compare them against other people and all of a sudden they become meaningful. What why is this different? You're learning with your peers as opposed to in competition. You're sharing some of your successes and performance with them, so that they can, and you can understand how to benchmark yourself against other people. All the material is going to be, make sure it's very practical and you're capable of implementing it. If you're in the full e-champion status, you're going to get actual help to make these changes within your business. We've also got other support measures like forums and a drop-in support clinic where you can actually come and talk one-to-one with us. So there's a lot of practical help with this. It's much closer to a course than most of the sort of social networking groups tend to do. So, you know, in essence, what we're trying to do is combine practical help with a community to support you, and great speakers and great events where you can meet and share with other people trying to do the same thing.
So if I'm a business and I'm involved, what are the actual practical outputs I can expect from this?
Well, if you engage with it and take part and build your action plans and look to implement something each month, potentially quite profound changes. One of them is your your search engine position. We're going to help you put practical measures in place to aim for a page one position. We're going to show you how much that is worth to your business, where you'll see that it's probably, if we get the right phrases right, it's commercially worth you putting some effort in. It's about having better content on your website, a better flow to your website. In other words, less people leave before getting the full experience of what you're trying to get across. It's about implementing video and other sort of dynamic media on your website to help get some body language across and help your business communicate the brand better. It's all about those issues really, but I think the biggest thing it's about building the confidence that you know where you're going with the business. You really understand the markets, how things are changing. You understand where to take your brand, how to communicate online through things like social media. And genuinely having the confidence to kind of go forward online, I think. And actually, it's a numbers game. It's once you understand.
It is a numbers game. Completely.
Yeah, once you understand how the search engines work, and that you can ask Google to tell you how many searches there are for any particular phrase or you know, set of keywords, and understand the numbers that lie behind that, and then work out what likely traffic you might be able to get as a share of that, which we can do. It's all quite predictable.
Yeah.
And then once they arrive at your website, how much do you lose through attrition? So, you know, if you've got 100 leads arriving from Google, is it enough to get 50 to the target area and 5 to take a course of action? So you only convert 5%. Is that good or is that bad? So we're going to be looking at how you improve those numbers, but also how you understand the bottom line benefits of doing those. And that's really powerful because it changes from kind of abstract concepts into, hey, that's my business, I understand those numbers now. You need to understand that the web is not like TV. People won't just kind of watch a sales message. You have to engage with them, you have to give them value and something interesting, let them participate with it. And then the spin-off benefits at the end are that they have a closer relationship with you and they do buy things from you, they consume your service. But I think that is a really important point. It's engage with the web on all levels and it will give you the reward. Go in looking at it as a pure sales vehicle. It might not necessarily work quite as well long term. If you may be interested but you're not quite quite sure, one or two things really. One is speak to us or speak to whichever college or university part of the consortium has referred you on, get some more information. You can then basically come to one of the events, just find out if it's your cup of tea, if you like it or not. Or alternatively, just call us at Axis Centre and you know, we'll, as part of the eChampions team, we'll talk you through the sort of the various options and what the opportunities might be. Ultimately, if you do kind of need a further sell, I suppose, internally within the business, but we're happy to sort of come out and have a chat, maybe talk about the sort of bigger picture of what this can do, you know, within your business.